everybody agrees that at some point in the near future, we're going to have some form of human-like general intelligence, and then soon after we'll have vastly smarter than human intelligence. And the implications are going to be insane. So the more pressing questions are the whens and the hows. Some people think that we're going to have a human-like AGI within the decade, and even potentially within a few years. Others think that we're a long way off. Some people believe that the current and most popular incarnation of artificial intelligence, which is the LLMs like ChatGPT, Claude, Llama, based on the transformer architecture, are well on the path to AGI. While others think that LLMs are taking us off track and slowing progress, we'll need a different system to get us there, and it's going to take a longer time. So this is a really important debate, because if the latter group is right, we're still in for an insane decade, but at least we're going to have some years to figure things out and adapt. If the former group are correct, we're basically fucked. So I think it's important to place this debate aside and consider some of the larger economic forces that are pushing us toward increasingly intelligent systems and increasingly human-like intelligence. These forces are growing, they're a growing tsunami, and they're gaining momentum. Money talks. So last week, I took a few days away to read Leopold's situational awareness paper. And when I returned, Nvidia had become the most valuable company in the world. Well, this is just updated this morning, and Microsoft is back on top. Regardless, for those who are unfamiliar, Nvidia make the chips or the GPUs that are required to train and run artificial intelligence. The language models like ChatGPT, for example, are trained using Nvidia chips. Nvidia basically powers AI. They're the clear market leader and an obvious beneficiary of the recent frenzy of adoption and growth in artificial intelligence. They recently reported a $26 billion quarter. To put this in perspective, Nvidia's growth over the last 3 months outpaced the annual GDP of many small to medium-sized countries. This is madness. Some people think it's just hit a peak. Others think it's just the beginning. I'm definitely in the latter camp. The scary thing about this story isn't Nvidia's stock price nor the meteoric rise to the top. It's the fact that 7 of the top 10 companies, maybe 6, on planet Earth are now more or less focused on the progression of artificial intelligence. Here's a snippet from the recent Apple announcement. We've seen similar things from Facebook and Google as well. So if we look at the chart again, this was actually taken yesterday now. Nvidia took over Microsoft. Microsoft is back on top. Apple, Google, Amazon, and Facebook to become the world's most valuable country. And the more interesting thing is, guess who helped put them there? Microsoft, Apple, Google, Amazon, Facebook, or Meta are some of Nvidia's biggest customers. I don't know the numbers there, but they've all completely pivoted their business models to focus on the development and integration of artificial intelligence. These are a couple of graphs, tables from Leopold's situational awareness report, showing the quarterly revenue for Nvidia, and then also Microsoft, Google, Meta capital expenditure as a result of the recent AI boom and ChatGPT. So while Nvidia has skyrocketed to the top, it's these companies that are pushing Nvidia forward. And they're pushing Nvidia forward because they're buying up more chips to build out AI within their business models, to focus on the development and integration of artificial intelligence. So there's no doubting that even some of these other companies that are on the list here are also looking to get more involved in AI. Here we'll see that Saudi Aramco unveils industry's first generational AI model. So there's no doubting that these deep-pocketed US friends in the Middle East are eager to take a seat at the AI table. And this is a conversation for another time with its own set of terrifying consequences. The takeaway is that most people still don't realize, but will look back on this exact moment in history as the beginning of the AI arms race. Why is this important? This is important because money talks. In Leopold's situational awareness, the major claim is that following the current rate of progress, we could realistically have artificial general intelligence by 2027. The implications of a rapid transition like this are honestly just fucking insane. The thing I've found most compelling about his work is that his predictions involve a deep understanding of the large economic forces that will push progress towards superintelligence. The paper details the potential path to AGI and also highlights several major challenges which could slow progress along the way. But without taking a position either way in the debate, I think it's clear that these disturbingly well-resourced companies are the major driving force behind the push, and things just don't appear to be slowing down anytime soon. We'll likely soon see AI generating billions of yearly revenue for these companies, maybe by 2026. So the site I'm using here is companiesmarketcap.com. Market cap is, I believe, the circulating stock multiplied by the current price of the stock. So this is the stock price. This is the market cap. And then this is the revenue. So at some point, maybe next year, we're going to see AI contributing maybe a third of its revenue. We're going to see a third of these companies' revenue made up by AI, which is going to be huge. When we have this kind of revenue, it justifies more and more spend, and more spend pushes us toward what could potentially be $1 trillion combined investment into AI within the decade. I think it's hard to understate what $1 trillion investment into the industry would do. More money than the cost of the International Space Station, the Large Hadron Collider, and every Olympics ever hosted combined. The $1 trillion would be roughly 3% of US GDP, and there's plenty of examples throughout history of economies mobilizing much larger chunks of money when required. So $1 trillion investment would surely push us into the wild west of AI. Earlier in the year, a lot of people thought Sam Altman, who is the CEO of OpenAI, was crazy for throwing around $1 trillion, I think it was $7 trillion required figure to advance AI to its full potential. These numbers are no longer seeming so crazy. The AI arms race has begun, so buckle up because it's going to get wild.